For Magic the Gathering, Commander is one of, if not the single most popular format in the entire game. It is a social format where you and a bunch of like-minded individuals, friends and comrades, can come together and battle against each other. It is actually the only format that I currently play in Magic the Gathering, and as such, I wanted to build a battle box of Commander precons so that I can have a great game of Magic, just a great game of cards anytime a friend comes over and visits. They don't have to have their own deck. They don't even need to have that much knowledge about Magic the Gathering. All they need to do is show up, and I have this box ready to go and ready to play with everything sleeved up and maybe some extra little rules here or there. So today, we're going to go over my Commander Battle Box, how I built it, what went inside of it, and how you can build your own, because it is quite easy. So, let's get to it. All right, and here is the box. That took some considerable effort because this box is quite heavy. So this box is actually from Cubamajigs, and I found out about this box from a good friend of mine, the professor from Tolarian Community College, and yeah, this is the perfect product to hold your Commander battle box. Not just good for cubes, so let's open this up and check it out. They have various different styles. I definitely love the Black Lotus style here. And as you can see, we have 9 Commander decks, all sleeved up and color-coded, ready to play. And this is what makes this battle box so much fun. Everything fits very nicely into this one single, high-quality storage box. So let's talk a little bit about price. So I do believe this box itself was, I want to say like $40 or $50 for the Cubamajigs box. Like I said, there are multiple different designs, and prices may vary depending on where you purchase it from. I'm not sure if they still have this Black Lotus design, but I very much like it. It's very classy, I think. We'll talk about the sleeves in just a second, because I not only have a recommendation, my personal favorite sleeves. If you know who I partner with, it's going to be pretty obvious, but I have a 5% discount code with them. But also, I love how you can kind of still fit in like dice and other stuff kind of into the little crevices here. So these are the Planechase dice, and I did bring my Planechase. In case you were wondering, hey, what decks did you choose for this? Let's go ahead and pick them out. One thing I do want to note, by the way, is I think it is important to keep some of this stuff together if you're going to use this as a battle box to play with friends who don't really know what's going on, because not only can you give them a quick rundown, like, hey, this is the Commander, this is what they do. I like including these little inserts as well, so they can kind of open it up and do a quick little read if they kind of want to check it out, while maybe everyone else is choosing their deck or setting up. It's just kind of like an extra little thing you can do. I also always keep the life counters with them as well, just in case people don't want to use dice or whatever else, just to make it as easy as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out all of these to kind of show you, and you're going to see a theme here. I picked some Commander decks that I knew to be very strong, and then some personal ones that I just really, really like, and I really like the flavor of, like the Urza and Mishra deck, having complete retro border decks, which is just, as a Magic boomer, really, really appeals to me. So you can see here, we have basically a suite of decks. I chose 3 of the Battle for Baldur's Gate decks. I chose all of the Commander Masters decks, and then the two Urza and Mishra decks. And why did I choose these? Well, one, I actually found all of these in separate little bundles, for each of them. So I found the Urza Mishra one as a bundle, I found the Baldur's Gate ones for a bundle, and then I found the Commander Masters ones for a bundle, all for a really, really nice price. Now, the price is going to differ. I don't remember how much exactly they were, but they were cheaper than they would be otherwise. I'm going to round it up and just say like $400 for those. It's expensive, right? It is expensive. You can get other Commander decks for a significantly lower price if you shop around. There are Commander decks out there for like 20 bucks, right? But keep that in mind, it's still going to be 20 bucks times 9. So this is kind of like, it's not a cheap project, but it is a project where at the end result, you'll have like this amazing box that you can just bust out anytime. You have friends over and you have just an awesome experience. That's pretty even. I also tried to pick decks that were of similar power levels, and I think this is similar power levels. Not all, not obviously not all of them are the same, but I do think they're similar enough that they work well together. I think the decks are pretty good. The Commander Masters decks being not better than average decks actually helps them in this situation because they're not better like than these other decks. They're pretty close. There are some decks that I chose not to include that I could have. Like there's the Knights deck that I have from the what is it, March of the Machine Plane Chase stuff, which I also bought the full set of those. Yeah, I mostly bought them for the plane chase. So yeah, that's what this is. Also, always, obviously, you keep the tokens with the decks as well, and you sleeve them up. So sleeves that's the next part that I want to talk about here. So we're going to kind of push this to the side a little bit, and I'm going to share with you my favorite sleeves. So if you know who I am, if you know who I partner with, like I said, I am a huge fan of Dragon Shield, and I have been ever since I was a kid. Dragon Shield, basically my favorite, TCG supply product on the entire market. And when they reached out to me to partner with them, I was over the moon because I literally use all their products anyway. My favorite product line from them are the dual matte sleeves. And why do I like the dual matte sleeves so much? It's because they just look and feel excellent. And that's because they have the black backing here, but still have like the color. So they look really nice. You still have the full black border here, just looks really clean, but you also can still like color code your decks. So this is the Commander Guff deck. This one is the Fury sleeves right here. And once again, I will have a link in the description down below to my affiliate link with Dragon Shield. And if you type Rogue5 at checkout, you do get 5% off your entire order no matter what you buy. Sleeves, binders, whatever. So there's a little bit of moment of shilling here, but I think it's useful in case you wanted to do exactly what I'm doing and get these Dragon Shield sleeves. You got a 5% off, which is great. Save you $5 or 5%, probably more than $5 depending on how many sleeves you're going to get. Now, you could get cheaper sleeves if you wanted to budget this out a little bit better. Let's put the good old Magic the Gathering Deadpool back in here. You could budget this out and you could go for cheaper sleeves, right? I would still recommend Dragon Shield, but you could go for even cheaper sleeves if you would like, to lower the budget a little bit. The sleeves here, they're $14.99 on the Dragon Shield website, and like I said, if you use my code Rogue5, you get 5% off of that. So let's do a little bit of math here. $14.99, I have my phone out. $14.99 times 9, that's $134, and then you times that by 0.05, you will get $6.75 off your order. So yeah, I mean, save $6. So yeah, you'll save, like I said, more than $5 if you use the promo code there. So yeah, the sleeve's gonna cost a little bit over $100, like 130-ish, 20-ish dollars. And then you have the $40-50 for the box itself. Once again, you can use a cheaper version of this. I just really like this. It's just really quality. And then you have the decks themselves, and that's going to run like several $100s. So this is like, like it's not a cheap project, right? This is like a $500 project. This is about what you're going to be spending on a like top tier competitive deck, depending on what format you're playing. But personally, it was a project that I felt to be worth it. And especially for the kind of player who likes to buy all of the Commander decks anyway, if you're the kind of player who just has a bunch of sleeves, this just works really well. Now, the last thing I want to talk about this is like your extra little game modes that you can have, like Plane Chase. And once again, I'm a big fan of Plane Chase. These are just, all of the newer Plane Chase cards that came in that the March of the Machine Commander decks, and I bought all of them specifically for these Plane Chase cards. I got a really good deal on those decks, yeah. And in case anyone ever wants to play Plane Chase, I can bust these out, we can shuffle them together, and then we can have an awesome game of Plane Chase. Like I said, you can fit dice into the little like crevices here, so you can, actually fill this up with whatever dice you want, but, I put the Plane Chase dice in here because, hey, need the Plane Chase dice. I have not found a good storage solution for these. I actually wanted to try to fit the Plane Chase cards in here somehow, and they kind of fit on the top, but it's not perfect, right? I could still close this, right? You know, you could still close it and you can be like, okay, you know, it works, it fits, but it's not like perfect, right? It's not exact. And I'm someone who wants it to be exact. It doesn't have to be. It does fit. It does actually fit. But it's just not the perfect fit. So if you know of a perfect fit or a good way to, you know, store these and only these, like not into anything else, hey, please let me know in the comments down below. I appreciate that. Not just a call to action, but a good tip for your good old buddy Red Zone Rogue here, and also maybe for other commenters as well. And that's basically all I have to say here for this video. This is something that I found to be very, very useful. I'm a lifelong Magic the Gathering player. I started in 1995. It's not a game that I keep up with these days for various reasons that I'm not going to go into here, but I still find it fun and useful to have a Commander battle box because one, Commander is a format you can play with many people. It's a casual format, and it's also a format where you can have fun no matter what the decks are, right? Just because of the nature of it being a multiplayer format with friends. I wanted to make a battle box that had a wide variety of cool decks, right? And as you can see here, I, you know, chose a different variety, right? I wanted to have representation of all the colors almost equally. It's pretty close. And various different play styles, right? We have like an Enchantress deck. We have a Sliver themed deck, a colorless deck, which I think some people like, Planeswalker deck. We have some artifact decks, but they're like different kind of artifacts decks. We have like this party deck. We have this one where you play cards from exile. We have a mill style deck where like it's like mill, but also you have like horrors and stuff. So a wide range of things, and I think this can, you know, apply to a lot of different, you know, styles of players out there, and so far it's been a really, really good and fun curated experience. So please let me know what you think in the comments down below. What decks would you include in your Commander battle box of precons? I do have a bunch of the Universes Beyond stuff, so you can literally do like, you know, the Warhammer decks plus the Lord of the Rings decks, right? Or the Fallout decks. You can have your own themed battle box. You can have your video game battle box, right? You can have your Chaos battle box where it's just one of every of all of the Universes Beyond, right? You can have a Warhammer deck, a Doctor Who deck, a Fallout deck, a Lord of the Rings deck, whenever Final Fantasy and Assassin's Creed come out or whatever. Like, you could do that if you want. You could just be your Fortnite battle box. But, you know, the options are yours. I just wanted to present to you what I did and how useful it's been and kind of give you a little bit of the price point and a little bit of what goes into it. And like I said, I do think theming the decks with the various colors is very cool, and it makes it that much more of an experience. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Stay tuned for some more card game content here on the channel. I don't often talk about Magic the Gathering, but I love all card games, and nothing is ever off the table. And yeah, I appreciate you. All right, bye.